I wanted to go through some Mandela effects, right? And if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like when a large group of people remember something totally wrong. We just do it. That's just us as humans, right? So I wanted to check out a few of these, the craziest ones, and see. We got Watch Mojo, which I'm not a fan of per se. I think their list be wildin'. They list be wildin', fam. Even the Degrassi list that they be having. But let's check out what they got to say with this one.
Has someone made a change to the Matrix? Hey guys, I'm Rebecca from Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 weirdest Mandela effects.
After being shot by an unknown assailant during a motorcade drive through downtown Dallas.
They starting straight with this? Holy smokes. That's out the gate? Or is that just the intro?
Drive through downtown Dallas.
What is the Mandela effect?
Okay.
Well, you could also call it collective.
Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button.
False memory, and we're looking at the most curious examples of it. Whether these are truly false memories or examples of alternate realities, these strange discrepancies have thrown us all for a loop. All right, we begin.
Let's see. Y'all know I'm good with nostalgia too, especially when it comes to TV shows and movies. So let's see if they got a few of those in there.
By learning how it got the name Mandela effect.
Okay.
Number 10, Nelson Mandela died in prison. Let's start our list off with the memory that gives the Mandela.
I remember him being released. I watched too much movies about it. I've read too many books about it. I remember when he finally got released.
Affect its name.
He become like the president or something like that for a little while or something. Or wasn't he running?
South African President Nelson Mandela.
All right. So I remember that Mandela didn't pass away in prison.
Spent 27 years in prison before being released in 1990. Or crazy. Was he? A great number of people seem to remember Mandela dying in prison and reading about this fact in textbooks or seeing it on the news. Even Mandela's actual death in 2013 from a respiratory infection did little to quell the uneasy feeling in people's minds that something about the world or their minds had been altered. As strange as that is, though, it's only the tip of the iceberg. Number 9, Beam Me Up, Scotty, the Star Trek franchise. This line is as synonymous.
I could have swore he said, "Beam me up, Scotty."
With Star Trek as
Did he not say? Don't tell me he didn't say "Beam me up, Scotty," bro. That's crazy.
Long and prosper. It's just a little weird that no one in the show or films ever actually says it.
Scotty, beam me up.
Most often attributed to Captain Kirk, this exact phrase is not spoken by anyone in the franchise. Although, in fairness, similar wordings like the voyage home Scotty beam me up were used from time to time.
Well, beam me up, Slappy.
Yo, Finn, that's crazy. Why the hell do we remember it, or most people remember it as Beam Me Up, Scotty?
Scotty. Geek test.
But why does this misattribution have the omnipresence of Q? Do people just like the sound of it? Did someone tamper with our timeline? Or did a transporter accident send some of us into a mirror universe? Number 8. Wasn't Osama bin Laden already dead? We all know how Osama bin Laden died.
Damn.
The 2011 night raid by Navy SEALs on his compound that ended the infamous terrorist's life is well known the world over. And
the craziest thing about that I remember is Obama being in the front newspaper with a fucking jumpsuit on like this. I think Hillary was next to him like, but then Obama had like a tracksuit, like look like he just worked out. It was hilarious to me. But that's the most I remember from it.
Was even the subject of feature films. And yet there are a large number of people that recall Osama bin Laden being caught and even dying before 2011.
The United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda.
Some remember it being from kidney failure in a hospital, while others believe he died during the 9/11 attacks. Terrorists are known for spreading half-truths and rumors, so it's possible that people are remembering intentionally spread false.
Got him. Right in hell. Holy smokes. I get it, though. I get the frustration.
But the widespread nature of the belief is suspicious regardless. Number 7. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Mr. Rogers?
Your childhood might not look the same after this. As we all know good and well, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood always began with its titular host singing its theme song.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Or something like that. I think that's it. I think that's it. Excuse the early morning vocals. And
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor.
This much is true. But that
Okay.
well-known opening line, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood," not so much. Although it doesn't scan
you just said it. What are you talking about?
quite as well, it's actually a beautiful day in this neighborhood. But
Oh, that's so minor. That's so minor. Come on, that's minor as hell. I wouldn't even count that.
how did we all miss this when we've heard the song so many times in our youth?
It's one hell of a day in my neighborhood. A hell of a day for a neighbor.
It could be worse, we suppose. It's not like he was wearing leather jackets instead of cardigan sweaters this whole time. Number
He's really
6,
doing it.
starring Sinbad.
Okay, this is what I was saying earlier in the stream, where I remember watching this movie, and I remember when people kept saying, "Isn't there a movie called Kazam?" And people was putting like Sinbad in it and saying he was a genie. I was like, I don't remember Shazam as a movie. It was called Kazam. That's what the real name was, Kazam, with Shaquille O'Neal and this dude. It was a little kid, but he ended up being the same kid from Veronica Mars and a bunch of other stuff.
Shazam. Quick question. Who starred in the 90s movie
Was
about
it
a genie?
Shazam? I'm so confused again.
Some of us correctly recall it being NBA star Shaquille O'Neal, who had a
Yeah, it was Kazam. All right, it was Kazam.
sporadic movie career throughout the 90s. However, others believe the star of the film in question was the comedian and actor Sinbad, who starred in a number of children's films during that same time period.
Racism! That's what Jesse Jackson was talking about.
Others also believe this non-existent film starring Sinbad was
Shout out
called
to
Shazam
Sinbad.
rather than Kazam,
Shout out to Sinbad, man. Shout out to Sinbad.
which they claim is something else entirely. Are people conflating multiple movies in their minds?
Probably.
If only we had a genie to magically solve this mystery. Number 5. Hello, Clarice. The Silence of the Lambs.
Hello, Clarice. I definitely don't tell me he don't say that. Don't
When
tell
Dr.
me that.
Hannibal Lecter greets Agent Clarice Starling from his cell, a lot of us remember him saying, Hello, Clarice, in that
Yes.
chilling tone. After all, that's the quote that everyone references all over pop culture.
Good evening, Clarice.
Yet, in reality, Dr. Lecter never says this quote in The
What?
Silence of the Lambs, even if he approximates it in the sequel.
Wow.
Is this Clarice?
Wait a minute. He wouldn't, in fact, now that I'm thinking about his character, he wouldn't just say a simple hello, though. He would say good evening. Wow. I don't know why for years I remember him saying hello, Clarice.
Well, hello, Clarice.
They have some
He says
brain
good
with some
morning
fava
to her and even
beans.
good evening, Clarice, but never that infamous quote. So,
That's crazy.
are people simply misquoting the film because hello works at all hours of the day?
Probably.
Hello, Clarice.
Or is there a more sinister explanation at work?
I'm gonna
Number
put a steak
4,
on this face.
JFK's car had 4 people in it, we think. For as momentous and tragic a moment as it was,
I mean, people
you'd
did
think
it
there'd
have.
be more consensus about the details surrounding the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. However, we're not talking about a second shooter or any of the other conspiracies surrounding the event. Instead,
Or the bullet curving, like Magneto's the one that did it. That voice is creepy. What voice, Clarice? That's how you're talking about. That's how some creepy people be talking like now, too.
ask
Still
yourself,
to this day.
how many people were in the car? Most reenactments and references in pop culture show 4 people in the car when JFK is assassinated, but there were
Might have been
actually
3.
6.
Whoa, there was 6 people in the car?
The design of the car is
Wow.
a bit uncommon, so that may contribute to the discrepancy. But like we said, it's such a famous moment that we're not sure how so many could forget. Number 3, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall.
I know how we could forget. I just can't say it on YouTube without them trying to flag me.
Snow White and the 7
I know
Dwarfs.
Laid in the magic mirror. Come.
Oh, what is it that everyone remembers it as? Or what I remember it as is like, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
From the farthest space.
Yeah, we know you know this one. It's one of the most iconic scenes of Disney's very first full-length animated films, and it's subsequently been used in media countless times when a character sneaks a peek at their reflection or consults a magic
Mirror,
looking
mirror on the
glass.
wall.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, is this not the most perfect kingdom of them all?
There was even a
Yeah.
so-so 2012 Snow White movie called Mirror Mirror. The thing
I wanted to forget that. That's crazy. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, who's that? Julia Roberts?
is, the evil queen did not say that. If you're leafing through your handy German copy of the Brothers Grimm tale, then there actually is a case that mirror mirror is correct, given that the word repeats twice, but let's be honest.
That's crazy.
You are quoting the Disney movie, and the iconic villainess says magic mirror on the wall. Maybe time for a
Wow.
rewatch.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest one of all?
So why do people just start
Preferably
saying
with
mirror,
friends
mirror?
whose minds can be blown by this new information. Number 2, was it the Berenstain or the Berenstein Bears?
Berenstain.
You know that series of slightly saccharine children's books
Berenstain.
about a family of bears and the
I
cartoons
definitely had these books too. I definitely had multiple copies.
based off them? What were they called? The Berenstein Bears are
That's crazy. Berenstain.
remembered by many as part of their
Wow.
childhoods. However, they aren't the Berenstein Bears at all. They're the Berenstain Bears.
That's
Berenstain
crazy.
Bears.
I remember the Berenstain.
The Berenstain Bears. The easy explanation is that names that end in Steen are far more common than those that end in Stain. And a lot of us were exposed
Wow.
to the stories as kids and misread or misheard the titles multiple times.
Right.
Yeah. While some of us can shake it off,
Classic.
for others, this is a stain on reality. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm on Team Berenstein. By the way, have you ever heard the theory that we're not actually misremembering the name when it comes to Berenstein and Berenstain?
Just pronouncing it the wrong way. That's a possibility. People who pronounced it wrong so long that they thought it was spelled a certain way. Yeah.
But it's actually proof of like parallel universes or something.
Oh,
Seriously, Google
she's
it.
gonna say something different.
Anyway, number 1 is an even more widespread Mandela effect. Any idea what it is? All right, let's find out after these honorable mentions, one of which is a serious pet peeve of mine.
Who is this ghastly man? Ace Ventura, pet detective. And you must be the Monopoly guy.
Yeah, I definitely remember him with the odd thing. And I used to play Monopoly all the time, so that's crazy.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Okay, what was the difference? Break me off, give me a break. Okay. I don't know what was the difference for that one?
Give me a break.
It's Kit Kat with hyphen. Oh, I wouldn't even remember that. I don't think I ever paid attention to that. The hyphen? Oh, it's Jiffy, ain't it? Oh no, it's Jif. I thought it was Jiffy. Wow. Okay, so there's a few things I still get caught with the Mandela effect. I swore it was Jiffy. Jif. Okay, Jiffy Pop is the popcorn. Sex in the City is actually Sex and the City. That's crazy. Yeah, I definitely remember that as the first one. Sex in the City. Wow. It's a show that I want to know parts of. I want to hear about your thought tales. You want to tell me your thought stories? I want to hear that. Yeah, your thought tales.
Not quite at the end yet. Almost there, though. Just be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. All right, back to business. Number 1, Luke, I Am Your Father. Star Wars Episode 5, The
You're
Empire
not telling me
Strikes.
that. You not telling me he don't say, Luke, I'm your father. You're not telling me that my man Darth Vader don't say. It's been years since I watched this movie. I did watch it when I was a little kid. It came out before I was even born. But I did watch it a lot of times as a kid. There's no way you're telling me that.
Breaks back.
That's
The
crazy.
immortal line is more mortal than you think.
He told me you killed him. No. I am your father.
What? Mark Hamill looked so different when he was young. What? What is this? No, I'm your father?
Everyone
That's
who's
crazy.
ever heard of Star Wars knows this quote. Yet in the
So
actual
is
film,
Luke.
Darth Vader
I'm
says
your
to Luke,
father.
"No, I am your father." Countless pop culture references and
That's crazy. Yeah, I could have sworn it was Luke. I'm your father.
legions of dedicated Star Wars fans still managed to somehow get this quote wrong.
You killed my father.
No, Buzz. I am your father.
That's crazy.
So what's the deal?
Man, I'm telling you. Like, I swear it was Luke. I'm your father. I mean, I haven't watched in a long time, but damn, that's crazy.
Have we all just misquoted it because Luke provides more context? Or have some of us come to this reality from far, far away?
Luke, I am your father, Lord.
I used to sing into the fan all the time. That was the original T-Pain for me. I was in the fan like, you don't believe it? She all on me. I think she want me. And then whoever was in the room was dead coming and joining. Like, fam, singing in the fan when you were a kid was fucking amazing. I don't care what nobody said. That was the original auto-tune.
This isn't the only Star Wars example of the Mandela effect either. Just check out C-3PO's legs sometime. You know, I don't
C-3PO legs.
either. Just check out C-3PO's legs
What's wrong with his legs?
sometime.
I don't know what I was supposed to be looking for.
You know, I
Remember, my mom got me a R2-D2 toy when I was a little kid. I used to love that toy.
don't recommend using misremembered movie quotes as like a party trick because you will not be popular at that party. You know, guys, Darth Vader actually says, "No, I am your father." Super, super popular.
Okay, I'm not a popular motherfucker. I guess I've been doing those type of corrections my whole life when it comes to movies and TV shows. Don't try to tell me nothing about Degrassi, Buffy. I remember somebody tried to check me on, I think it was Charmed. It was like, actually, BX, it was the sister and blah, blah, blah. Liz Milano's character is the one that gets powers of empathy and shit. And I was like, actually, no. Before the first sister passed away in the first few seasons or whatever, she got cursed by a demon who gave her the powers of empathy. But then by the episode of the end, she was able to fly and be able to control empathy and feel everyone's pain. Then once they killed that character off, then they gave the same ability to the other sister. No one remembers that though. Like I was the only one. And I remember the person was in my comment section going in. I had to literally search. Oh, here's a clip. Boom. Posted in the comment section. They was like, oh, you got it. I was like, I don't know why I remember that small little minor detail, but there was an episode when one of the sisters had an empathy power as a curse from an empathy demon. But yes, like I'm quick to correct people with stuff that I watch a lot. Buffy, Angel, Degrassi, things of that nature. I'm going to be like, no. Actually, no. I've had anime debates behind the scenes. I want to start doing anime debates like as other people having it and me hosting. I would like to see if I could get Chosen versus Young Sellers in here. That'd be good. I think that would be great.